Welcome to Moving the Beehives. I have a special friend here today. Mr. Lester, right over here, is a live show watcher, channel follower, and he volunteered to come down from the Austin area to help us move these beehives. So thank you, Lester, for being with us today.
No problem.
And first of all, we're going to make sure this hive 6 is completely closed up and we're not going to get any bees coming out. Then we'll start moving the smaller hives. Last night in the dark and cold, I put blocker boards on the entrances, and we're just going to make sure this one right here doesn't come off because it's a little loose. If this opens up, we're going to put our veils on pretty quickly.
And you're good.
All right. They're not heavy duty.
Okay.
Oh, we got one coming out.
You have
I see
100
3.
here, 100 here, probably 80 and 80 if these are all full.
Yeah, but I think they are. Right off the bat, we had a little issue because I was tightening up the blocker board on the bottom of this hive, and that opened up just a tiny little opening on the bottom, and we got about, I don't know, 6 or 8 bees that came out right away, but immediately, you know, they flew around to see what was happening, and now I think they're trying to figure out why they can't get back in their hive. I shoved some of that towel down in those holes. We should be okay. So we're going to start moving. We're going to start with the small hive. Now I think I'm going to go ahead and strap this one shut, but I think I can carry this one. Once I get this one carried over to the bee yard, I have a little wooden table over there.
Oh, okay. You're going to actually carry it.
I'm going to carry it.
That's fine.
And then we'll come back and carry these blocks and boards and set up one of the hive stands.
I was going to say we could put the blocks and boards in the bucket and just drive it over there.
Yeah, we can do that.
I'm all for no manual labor.
Oh, well, yes, me too. As little as possible, but I think this one I can carry pretty easily.
And
there we go.
Probably adequate. Everything, I'll tie it in up here. Don't want you tripping over that as we walk across the beehive.
That would be bad.
It wouldn't be good. Oh, so you want? No.
This one.
Never mind.
This one is not heavy. I'm going to take my hood off since we got those bees under control, and we'll get a hive stand stood up right here. Alright, setting up the first hive stand. We're going to renumber these. Number 3 is going to become number 1.
Boy, this is going to be lucky. Not quite.
That's good for 1 hive. Actually, it's good for 2 hives. Hive 3 will become hive 1. This will be position number 1. With the hives in this position, they are facing, the front of the hive is facing almost, I say almost because I didn't do any exact calculations, but that's facing east. In the morning when the east sun comes up, the fronts of these hives will get nice and warm. That'll put these girls to work as early as possible. All right, this next one is definitely too heavy to carry. Hive number 4, which is going to become hive number 2 in this new bee yard, is very heavy, so we can't just carry it over like I did with that one. So we're going to position the tractor up behind it, and Lester and I together are going to get it on the tractor bucket and see if we can get it over here without dropping it. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you can go any lower because of the crossface.
All right. We'll get a
strap the top
strap around it so we don't come apart. Oh yeah, it was right on it.
It was close. If I just lift the back and you lift the front and rotate around, you think that'll work?
I think so. You ready?
Hold on. Okay, I'm ready.
Hold on, this is slippery. Get that out from underneath. Okay, now I got some footing. Ready?
Okay, go.
Oh, it's not as heavy as I thought.
Okay, your back corner here is on. You need to come this way?
Yep, this is right there.
Just like that.
I think we're good.
I think we're good. The next one we're going to have to lift with the bucket. You also might tilt the bucket back.
Yeah.
Just a little. Okay. We ought to literally be able to rotate this one right onto the sand.
Nice.
Can't do it until you remove your blue strap.
That's why you're here. Yeah, I woke them up. You can hear the bees now. Yeah, those girls in there
Singing a little, are they?
are ready. They're letting me know.
Says, hurry up, Daddy. Let us out of here. Slide on. Okay, you're back past the back over here.
All right, let me get the bucket out of the way.
It'll just slide.
Right, just slide. Right about there.
That looks good to me.
Yeah, oh, that's good.
Are you putting the tall one in the middle?
No, the tall one's going over here. What I really like about this type of hive stand, it's worked out really well for me, is when I only have 2 hives, at times I've crammed 3 per stand, and that's okay, but having this extra space gives me room to work. I can turn one of these lids upside down and stack things up, and it's like a little table.
Are you ready for the third one?
The third one is heavy, and yeah, well, it's going to take a little bit of moving, finagling to get that one on the bucket. I think we're going to have to put it on the bucket, get it out of the way, so we can bring that hive stand over, and then bring the hive over and put on top of it. You ready for this one, Lester?
Yeah. No.
No.
Maybe.
All right. So once we get it on the bucket, and I get it lifted and out of the way, we'll just let it sit on the tractor until we get that stand over here, and then we'll bring it over.
The other thing we can do is load the concrete blocks next to the other hive, transfer them over, and we can actually put the 4x4s in this side of the bucket and bring them all at the same time.
There you go. That saves,
2 brains.
saves a trip.
Better than 1.
I'm still growing into my wisdom. I would definitely have to get some straps over this. When I lose my camera lady, I lose creative angles because I have to keep the... Okay, this is the big boy. This is the big hive. This is the one I really needed help on, so Lester's going to help balance this hive. We have the entrance strapped off. We have 2 straps holding the hive all together. We're going to try to get it back on the bucket and then strap it to the bucket.
Have enough room in the bucket to come this way. Yeah, there you go. Good.
I want to center it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I'm going to lift up a little and
Yeah.
then come back a little.
Okay.
There you go. Far enough? Perfect. That wasn't quite as hard as I thought it was going to be. We have, looks like one little girl out here flying around. Hopefully that doesn't mean she came out. But we'll keep an eye on the number of bees. We're going to get this pulled back and then strapped to the bucket. Everything's on for one trip. While Lester makes his way over, I'm going to drive this tractor slowly to get this girl in place. I'm trying to go as slowly as possible to create the least amount of movement on that beehive. I don't want that thing cracking open and having 50,000 bees come out angry because it's cold and I'm moving their home. Stand stood up. This is kind of wobbly over here. Is it? Here, let me mash it down.
Looks good.
Well, we're doing well. I was concerned it was going to be a lot harder. Okay, I'm gonna put this hive toward that end.
Okay.
So I'm gonna position the tractor right up over this here.
Okay.
And then we'll take the strap
Rotate
off.
it off. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, good. Nice. You direct well, sir.
No. I don't even know the right hand signals.
Somehow I understood.
That's the main thing, as long as we're communicating. I'm going to rotate this end towards the center.
Okay. Man,
Just like that.
like it was planned out.
Meant to go there or something? Okay, when you get back in, lower the bucket first before you move.
Okay. It's a little weighted on the back. You got it?
Yeah?
I'm gonna go down right now on
Go down on the
gravity.
bucket first.
Good?
Yeah.
And that right there is a moved bee yard. I got hive 1, Lester, hive 2, and hive 3. Soon there'll be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to keep these blocker boards on until tomorrow. Let them settle down inside the hive for, the next 12 hours or so, maybe a little longer. And then we'll work on a strategy to open that back up so the bees can reorientate to where their new hive is. One strategy that I've read about and other local beekeepers say that they've tried and it works is to, when you take that blocker board off, pack a bunch of dry grass or twigs or something to make the bees think they have to come out of the hive, check out what's in front of the hive, and figure out where they are. So I'll be placing bundles of grass in front of the entrance and they'll be taking it off. Now with this fence around the bee yard, I'll be able to keep the horses out, the bees in, and everybody will be happy. Of course I mean keeping the hives safe inside the corral, not keeping the bees in. Well, that went a lot better, a lot quicker, a lot smoother than I thought it would. I really appreciate Lester's help. Lester has a few hives that he displays on YouTube just to watch the bees come and go. I will put that link in the description below. Go check him out. Give him a big thank you in the comments of his video, letting him know that you appreciate him coming to the Daddykirbs Farm and helping out. Thank you so much for joining me in this episode. If you liked this episode, share it with your friends and family, because there is no greater gift that you can give a content creator than to share their content. Thanks again for visiting. I'll talk to you soon.